Hi, this is Debbie. I hope you're doing great. I just colored my hair with this hair color. It is the Superior Preference Fade Define Color and Shine System by L'Oreal, and I really like the way it came out. I have a video that is following this introduction showing you how I color my hair, and I just wanted to show you how it looked afterwards. It feels very bouncy, just healthier. I know it's strange when you color your hair, you don't think that you're really making it healthier, but it just feels so good. It took away the grays that I had around my hair, and I really liked the color that it turned out. Sometimes with box colors, the color can turn out a little too harsh or dark at first, but this is exactly the color that I was looking for. Just for reference, in case you wanted to know, this is the 6 Light Brown Natural, and I really enjoyed using this. So if you'd like to see how I did this, just stay tuned and it'll be on right after this. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is a hair color box. Now I have colored my hair on my own and with help over the last over 20 years. I do go to the salon from time to time when I want to get some highlights or do more of a drastic change, but I'm basically just taking my grays out, and because there's no one around for me to help me to do the root application, and I've been taking really good care of my hair. I have decided just to take this and put it all over so that it will kind of give a little bit of change in the color. I've picked this color by L'Oreal in 6 light brown. I usually pick the natural or medium brown, so this is just a little tiny bit lighter, but a lot of times with my hair it will just be around the same color, and I'm putting it all over, so it's not going to really matter. Okay, I also have clips handy and a big clip like this, so I need to put hair up. I also have Vaseline in case I decide to put it around the perimeter over here to block any hair from dripping. I'm going to see how it goes as I color. And I have my mirror right here, that's why I'll be turning my head. And what I do when I do my hair is I color my hair is I put on this old robe that I've had for quite some time. It's stained over here, and this is just I only use this for when I color my hair, or like when my mom comes over and helps me to color it. I'm going to take my rings off just because they kind of get in the way with the gloves. And I need to grab my scissors here. Okay. So I'm going to open my package. And before I get everything out, I'm just going to take this brush. It's just by Conair. And I'm just going to brush this out so that my there's no tangles and knots in my hair, because that'll make it harder to color. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of grays around here and throughout my hair, so that's what I'm trying to get rid of. Not really changing color up, just it might be a tad bit lighter. And I always do my hair color without makeup on, because it's senseless for me, unless I go to a salon, which I do occasionally. It's senseless for me to put makeup on when I'm just going to be hopping in the shower in about 25 minutes. Okay, now because I've done my hair for a number of years, as I've stated, I don't really read through the directions too much. I just kind of look at the processing time, and it says for this the processing time would be 25 to 30 minutes. So I will probably leave it on 25, because my hair, I just know from coloring it for so long that my hair takes to color very well. Just like back in the 80s before my hair got curly, it was sort of just wavy, and I would perm it, and we never had to leave the perm solution on for the full length of time. Whenever I go to a salon and tell them that, they wouldn't believe me, and then I practically beg them to listen, because I know my hair. It takes a curl very easy, just like it takes the color. Okay, so I just kind of feel through it, make sure I don't have any tangles here. And then I'm going to take out the gloves, and in every set of the hair coloring boxes, they have these gloves. You could also go to Sally's or another beauty supply store and buy a little better quality, but these work fine for me. Okay. In the Preference and in most of the L'Oreal colors, most of the colors, they have a number 3 tube that is their deep conditioner that I save and I put on maybe once a week. I don't use this the first time I color my hair because for me I find that it just kind of weighs down too much. And after I put the color on, I'll tell you what I do. Okay, so we have the developer in the number 1 bottle, and in the number 2 is the actual color. So you open up the bottle, open up number 2, and I try not to really smell it or put it near my nose. Pour that into there. A little bit spilled. That's why I wear this junky robe. And I have a little wipe here to wipe my finger because hair color does stain, and it stains fast for me. Okay, so I poured that into the bottle, all of it. And it's really very strong, so I'm just trying to keep it away from my nose. Then what I do is I just kind of put all the garbage into the box. There also is on these a little tab that you can pull off, and it says we recommend coloring every 4 to 6 weeks by the next box, and you can put the date that you colored your hair and kind of put it in a drawer or the bathroom, wherever, someplace you're going to remember it. For me, I don't keep those a lot because I just kind of go with, you know, when I start to see the grays. And when I used to spend a lot of time in the sun, it used to be when my hair would start to fade, but I don't do that anymore. Okay, wipe this here. Okay, so then you just put the cap on, and let me put my other glove on. And the reason I just put one glove on so that I had one hand that, you know, had the full feeling, because when you have the gloves on, you can't really feel very well. Okay. Then without removing this tip, I just take it and I shake it real good. Make sure you have this top on. I'm just going to put a little disclaimer here. If you're under the age of 18 and you've never colored your hair on your own, do not do what I'm doing. I am not a professional. I'm not a hairstylist. I'm not a cosmetologist. I'm just a woman that loves makeup and hair, and I've done my hair coloring for over 20 years, so this is a process that I'm very comfortable with. And absolutely, if you're under 18, please ask a parent or parental figure, guardian, whatever, for permission. And also, I think the first time you color your hair, it would probably be good to save up and go to a salon. Okay, just my opinion and disclaimer. Okay, so then I took off the little cap here, and what I'm going to do is I just kind of push my hands down here, and I'm also going to need a comb like this that has a little separator. I'm not going to be separating all over my hair because, number one, it's just too hard for me. But I am going to separate in a few sections up in the front to make sure I get right there where the gray is. You'll see what I'm doing. Okay, so I sort of parted it in the middle, and then I put just a line down there like that, and then blend it in. Then I'm taking that comb again, and just in a big section here, flipping that over. This is just to get the front area of my head. And I think normally someone would do this in the bathroom, but for me, because of my disability, I have a hard time standing for more than a couple minutes. Well, more than really 3 to 5. So I do it for myself. I sit in my vanity chair here. Okay, now I'm going to pull this all down. And if you can go and just separate different sections and do the back that way too. This is only if you're doing a retouch or you're trying to get rid of the grays like I am. If you were coloring your hair for the first time or using a different color to change the whole hair color, then you would just directly put it on the hair. But because I have some grays that I want to make sure are covered up, I'm doing this. And see, I have like a nice big patch right there. Also, I would advise to do this in a well-ventilated mirror room. If you have a bathroom that has a fan, put the fan on, or if it has a window. I don't have a window to my bathroom, so when Mom comes over, or my mom comes over to help me color it, we will put the fan on because it is just, the smell is overpowering. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it all over. And I'm going to start right here in the front, because that's where you can really see the gray coming out, and I want to put the color on there first so that it will process longer there. It's sort of like when you're putting blush or eyeshadow, you want to start at the point where you want the color to be the darkest. And then I just kind of blend it with my fingers, as you can see here, really getting in there. And I don't think I'm going to need the Vaseline, but if you wanted, now you can take a little bit of Vaseline with your pinky and kind of put a barrier around here, but I think I'll be alright. Alright, I recall that I had a lot, and see, this stuff stains, so I have to wipe it off fast. For me, it stains faster because I do have lupus and my skin reacts very fast to things. Okay. And if you're a person like my mom is this way, that you have a very fast way of going about, you have to try to slow down a bit, because if you go too fast, you're going to be splashing hair color everywhere. Okay. And this is just a Neutrogena makeup wipe. I use these or baby wipes to just kind of clean up around here. And I'm going to go right here, clean all around the edge, make sure that nothing dropped on my face. Or my forehead. Okay, now I'm going to just start squeezing the color on and pushing it out with my hands and getting my whole hair or head drenched with the color. And I like to take the top, even though my hair is not very long, I do have like longer layers, and it's longer for me because I've always kept my hair pretty short. So I breathe in that color too hard. Okay. And I always look, just like when I'm doing my makeup, I look to make sure that there's no mistakes happening, and like it's sort of dripping in the front. I thought that this formula was a drip-free. No, it doesn't say it, but it's a really good formula and I've used it many times. Okay, so I'm getting that all there. And for me, I just start at the top. I think that the sun and your blow dryer usually will hit your hair, the front or the top of your hair faster or more, and it like lightens the hair. It doesn't get that back as fast, so that's why I start there. Okay, now I'm gonna just go in the back, and I'm just doing this all by feel. I'm taking sections and then just squeezing the color on, and then I kind of lift it up where you see where I'm making this like little knot here. And if you have longer hair than mine, I would suggest that you get 2 bottles. You might not use the 2 bottles, and or if you have very thick hair, because as you see, I'm getting down to the bottom of this already. Now sometimes when I'm in the back, I take some and just pour it on my hand carefully and just go back there and disperse it. It's sort of like shampooing. You want to get it all over your hair and really rub it in good, or really like conditioning your hair. And if your hair doesn't stay up like this, you can take one of those clips that I showed you in the beginning and put that on. It is a messy process, but it'll be worth it when the hair is all done. And remember, when you're first putting on color, it looks very dark. It looks much darker than what it will be. Like if you can see on here, it sort of looks like I'm putting black hair coloring, but I'm not. It's just the way it looks because it's wet, and when wet hair is wet, it looks darker, and then it has a color. So those two things make it. Now I'm going to take my little clip here, and I'm going to clip this because it's starting to get in my way. Now I want to make sure I get that back, so I'm going to pour some more on my hand. And as you're doing this, and when you pour out the color, I just poured it out and it sort of looked green. Don't get scared because that's just, it hits the air and oxidizes. And then you can see I'm just kind of combing up like that, just to make sure I get everything. And this is why you see I use this ratty old robe, because if I get color on it, it doesn't matter. This is specifically used for my hair coloring. Okay, I'm going to take this clip out for a second, and I'm just going to make sure that I have it all over my head. Also, do not color your hair in an area where you have precious materials, or a beautiful couch, or little, sometimes we have like beautiful little chairs in our bathroom. And if you're doing it in your bathroom, don't do that, because, or move the chair and do it on a older chair, or put a towel over it, something like that. Okay, now I'm going to take one of these clips here, because my hair is getting a bit longer, and I'm going to clip this back here just to hold that up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a baby wipe, but I need to take this glove off. I'm keeping one on just in case I need to go back in there and kind of play with that hair more. So I'm taking a baby wipe, and I should have taken the right hand because I'm the left hand because I'm left-handed, but we'll do this. Now I'm going back, and I have a little bit on my ear, so I'm taking that off. If you remove it right away, it won't stain your skin. And believe me, my skin stains easily. And I think I'm going to have to use this glove, but just be careful. I have a little drop there. And if you get a little color on, just really scrub it with your shampoo. After a while, it goes away. You shampoo it off. Okay, and I'm going to go back here. Again. Go into there. And I have some hair coming off in the back. I pulled too many of the baby wipes out. Oh well, good thing they're not tremendously expensive. I'm going to take another clip. I keep clips handy every time I'm coloring my hair. And I'm going to clip that back there. Sorry about my mouth. But they're my clips, no one else uses them. And I'm going to end up having to take off my glove. Oop, and now I gotta touch the hair. Okay, so sometimes you just have to do these things. There's a few pieces coming down in the back, and I'm gonna clip them up, but I'm just gonna wipe my hand right away. Okay, and then I kind of just check my arm in the mirror, make sure I didn't drip anything there. Go around my face, make sure nothing dripped. Go back here in the back of my neck. And like I said, I normally have someone help me do this, and then I do go to the salon from time to time for different highlights or more drastic color changes. But something like this where I'm just kind of putting on a color that's very similar to my own color, I do myself, or I have someone help me, but I really need to get those grays out. They're driving me crazy, and my mom was really busy today, so she couldn't come over. Okay, so the next part you're going to see is me with my hair down and styled. But before I end this, I'll tell you what I do is I leave this on for 25 minutes. I check it in about 20 minutes, and I just kind of know if it's looking too dark. I know that doesn't help you, but that's just how I do it. So I leave this on for 25 minutes, and then I go into the shower, and the first thing I do is I rinse my hair really good. I make sure that all that color's out, because many times I have done this, and in the very beginning when I first started doing it on my own, and I didn't rinse it well enough, and what happens is your hair gets very weighed down and feels greasy, and that's because you have the leftover color that is not able to process your hair anymore, and it's just left there. So make sure you rinse it very, very good. Now some people like to take a light shampoo and shampoo their hair. For me, what I do is I take a light conditioner, such as the Tresemme ones that come in the big bottles. I get some of that and I put a little bit onto the palm of my hand, run it through my hair, let it set for a few minutes while I shower the rest of my body, and then rinse it. And some people like to go directly using these. But my hair, even though it's quite curly, it has what was I going to say? It doesn't have a problem with this. This weighs it down if I use it right away. And if I have no choice, then I use the smallest amount, like a pearl size, and really try to just get it everywhere. So it's better just to use the regular conditioner that I use for regular days when I'm just washing my hair and no deep conditioning. So you will see me back next with my hair. I will probably show you right when I get out of the shower, and then I'll show you again after I styled it. So see you in a bit.